consider these two languages. The first one is set of all strings over 0, 1 containing the substring 0, 1, and language L2 is set of all strings over 0, 1 with even number of zeros. So if you look at this language, you find epsilon, 0 number of zeros is acceptable, then 2 zeros and 4 zeros, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, and so on. There is no constraint on the number of ones. They can appear anywhere, but if you count the number of zeros, it should be even. Okay, and zeros can appear anywhere, any number of times, but the number of appearances must be even. There is no restriction on 1. This we have seen. This consists of 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, all that. Now, this is a set. This is a set. We looked at the question L1 complement, set of all strings over 0, 1, not containing the substring 0, 1. Now we shall look at other set theoretic operations, namely this and L1 intersection L2. So what is this language? This says set of all strings over 0, 1 such that the strings satisfy this or this property, such that it contains 0, 1 or its union, or it has even number of zeros. This is precisely we get out of this. If you look at L1 intersection L2, it is set of all strings over this such that it contains 0, 1 and it has even number of zeros. It should satisfy both the properties, because we are looking for strings which are common to both, which means it contains 0, 1 and even number of zeros, and this one is R. It satisfies this property or maybe both. So L1 union L2, you simply take the union. You may find strings that may satisfy both the property, or you may find strings that satisfy only this property or this property. For example, you look at let's focus on L1 union L2. Now look at the string 0, 1. It satisfies property 1, satisfies P1. P1 is containing 0, 1, and it has odd number of zeros, but it is enough if it satisfies at least one property. Okay, and not satisfying property 2. Look at the string 0, 0. It satisfies P2 and not satisfying P1. Okay, but there are strings of this form 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. You see that it contains 0, 1 as well as number of zeros is even. So it satisfies P1 and P2. So you simply take the union, you get the desired set. Now what is that we are interested in is, given a finite automaton containing this, accepting this, and finite automaton accepting this, can we construct a finite automaton for the language L1 union L2? On the similar line, if you look at L1 intersection L2, we look for strings that satisfy both. So which means something like 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 is allowed. Okay. And 1, 1, 0, 1, 0 is allowed. Number of zeros is even and it contains 0, 1. Number of zeros is even and it contains 0, 1. So now the question is, given finite automaton for this and this, can we construct a finite automaton for L1 intersection L2? So what we will do is, we shall present a framework, a generic framework, and which will help you to construct automaton for L1 union L2 or L1 intersection L2 given two arbitrary L1 and L2, provided L1 as an automaton, finite automaton, and L2 as a finite automaton. So given these two, how do we construct a finite automaton for L1 intersection L2 and L1 union L2? We shall discuss next. We shall present a generic framework, and with that you can answer any question. So this one has got three states. Just for my convenience, let me label this as PQR, and it contains 0, 1. It can read any number of ones here, any number of zeros here, and followed by 0, 1. Correct? This says even number of zeros. So let me call this one as X, this state as Y, and it reads a 0, and it should accept even number of zeros. So 0 number of zeros and 2, 4 and things like that. So which means something like this. And it can read any number of ones. So if it reads a 0, it goes here. It should not accept because it has seen only 1 0, and then it comes back. Now it has seen the second 0 or even number of zeros. It goes again for the third 0, comes back for the fourth, goes again fifth, comes back for the sixth, and in between, in case the machine wants to read some ones, it can read through X or through Y, which is why there is a loop at this place. Fine. So now, given L1, meaning M1 accepting L1 and M2 accepting L2, how do we construct M1 union M2 for L1 union L2? So I'm going to present a generic framework, and with that you can solve any problem. So the idea is this: if this has say m states and this has n states, the automaton for this is going to have mn states. So if m1 has m states and m2 as n states, then our construction m1 union m2 as mn states. So what are they? So they are precisely the cross product. So you will have Px and Py and Qx, Qy, Rx and Ry. So this has got 3 states and this has got 2 states. So you get to see 3 into 2, 6 states. Now let us define the transition function for this, for M1 union M2. So the start state for this is the state that has P and X in it. So this is my start state. Okay. Now these are all my states. I'm going to define the transition function as follows. So delta of Px comma 0 is delta of P comma 0 union delta of X comma 0. This is how I define the automaton. Now P comma 0, refer this, it says Q, and X comma 0 it says Y. So Q union Y, which means it's Qy. So when you read 0, you go here. When you read 0, you go here, which means Px on 0, it goes to Qy. Okay. On the similar line, define other transition. So Px on 1 is, this is the definition, it's P comma 1 union delta of X comma 1. And what is P comma 1? P comma 1 is P union X comma 1 is X, which means the state is Px. So what it says is on reading 1, you stay in Px itself. So now like this we have to define other transitions. Now look at Qx. On reading 0, Q comma 0 is Q and X comma 0 is Y. So which means I should go to Qy. And Q comma 1 is R and X comma 1 is X. So on reading 1, we go here. So Q comma 1 is R and X comma 1 is X. So we go here. Let's look at Py. And Py on 0, P comma 0 is Q and Y comma 0 is X. So on reading 0, we go to Qx. What about 1? P comma 1 is P and Y comma 1 is Y. So which means we stay in the same state. Let's look at Qy. Q comma 0 is Q and Y comma 0 is X. So which means you go back to Qx. So now look at Rx. R comma 0 is R and X comma 0 is Y. So we go to Ry. What about 1? R comma 1 is R, X comma 1 is X. So we stay in the same state. R comma 0 is R, Y comma 0 is X. So we go here. And R comma 1 is R and Y comma 1 is Y. So we stay in the same state. Okay. Now Q comma Y, 0 is defined. What about 1? Q on 1 is R, Y on 1 is Y. So we go over here. So now we have defined the automaton and the transition function. Same picture is what is applicable for M1 intersection M2 also. So the only change is the set of final states. So I repeat this construction, and if this has got m states and this has got n states, then m1 union m2 will have mn states. So in this it has got 3, this has got 2, so you get 6 states. How do you name them? Simply take the cross product px, py, qx, qy, rx, ry. Then what we do, just like the way a transition function is defined for this, here is the way to define the transition function. So take some state, say qy. Delta of qy comma 0 is defined as delta of q comma 0 union delta of y comma 0. These two are defined. This is defined in m1 and this is defined in m2. We are given these two and we are asked to construct this. So make use of what is given to us. So q comma 0 is q and y comma 0 is x. Therefore you get qx. So qy comma 0 goes to qx. So the similar line fill in other entries. Now start state is clear. Start state of this automaton is the state containing the start state of this and the start state of this. What are final states? It's union or. So if you find r or x, that's precisely our final state. So this is a state that contains both. This state has got r in it, so this is also a final state. This state has got x in it, and this state has got x in it. That's it. So this automaton has got 4 final states. Px is a final state, Qx is a final state, Rx is a final state, Ry is a final state. Why is this a final state? Because it has x in it. And this is a final state because it has x in it. This is a final state because it has both R and x in it. Even if you find at least one final state of this or this, you say that becomes the final state here. This one has R in it, so this. These two are not, it neither contains R nor X. Now this automaton accepts L1 union L2. Let's look at a couple of examples, and let's look at what this can accept. It can simply read any number of ones. Now any number of ones, it respects this property. There is no zero at all, so even number of zeros. So it is a valid string accepted by this automaton, or L1 union L2, or it belongs to L1 union L2. Suppose you take this, you take 1 0 and another 0, say 0 0. Now you stop the machine, you see that it contains even number of zeros, it's valid, or it is 0 0 followed by 1. Now this satisfies both property 1 and property 2, even number of zeros, as well as it contains 0 1. Now after reading 2 zeros, you want to read some more zeros. Yes, you can continue to read here and you can end, or you may see a 1, after that you stop. Or you can continue to read some more ones followed by some number of zeros. But only thing is, whenever we read a 0, we ensure that a corresponding 0 is read before. meaning it ensures that even number of zeros is read at any point in time. Okay, which is why when we go here, which means we have seen two zeros. The moment you come down, you have seen odd number of zeros. We don't accept. We have to go here to accept. Okay, and a string like this is also accepted. So 0 and second 0, third 0, followed by 1. 1, 0, second, third, followed by 1. Although it doesn't satisfy property 2, but it satisfies property 1. It contains 0, 1. So that's all. Given two automatons M1 and M2 accepting languages L1 and L2 respectively, one can construct an automaton M1 union M2 accepting the language L1 union L2 with the help of these two, and follow the construction procedure and mark the start state, the one that has these two in it, and the states that has either R or X, you mark them as final state. Now you see that when you are at this or this or this or this, you accept strings that satisfy property 1 or property 2.